Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3! Check out my moves.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was released on the 4th of October in 2007 for the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo Wii. And with the recent announcement of the 4th installment in the series, and given the fact that I have actually never played a Tenkaichi game of any sort, any game in the trilogy. I've played Budokai 1 and 2, but never the Tenkaichi series, which I've heard good stuff, which is shocking as I'm a massive Dragon Ball fan, and people are probably now punching into their keyboards that I'm a casual noob. I do apologise. I thought it would be a good idea to go back and play Tenkaichi 3, so please bear that in mind, that I have no nostalgia for the game whatsoever, so I went into this blind. Now, first off the bat, the main thing that impressed me about the game is the sheer amount of content that's included. Of course, this is pre-DLC, Season Pass and Battle Pass and microtransaction wank hell. There's 150 characters to play as, which does include different versions of several characters, like different Super Saiyan forms, etc. And most of them are available from the start of the game, and others are available to unlock via playing the game. Who'd have thought, eh? I mean, earning something by playing, that's a bit of a non-element these days. There are several game modes like Dragon History, going over all the sagas of Z, GT and even Dragon Ball. There's the Ultimate Battle with Survival and Mission 100, and Dragon World Tour with the martial arts tournaments, Sao games, and a Yamcha game where you fight Yamcha as an end boss, which is interesting. So basically easy mode. Sorry, Yamcha. You was a badass at the start in 3 at the Dragon Ball, and then Toriyama turned you into a little bitch for some reason. But it could be worse. He could have forgotten about you completely, like he did with Launch. #Justice for Launch. And of course there is Duel, which is single and team battles against friends, so basically versus mode. And AI, of course. Friends and AI. And there is training if you do count that. Tenkaichi 3 also impressed me, as each character gets some character evolution in the form of XP, leveling up and applying skill points and unlocking attacks, which is an awesome idea. Now, overview of the game aside, let's talk about the gameplay itself, and this is the part where I am going to piss off a lot of the hardcore fans of the Tenkaichi games. I think the game is a lot of fun. There's really cool combos that can be strung together, environmental destruction, and flashy special moves that are easy enough to pull off by holding L2, sometimes a direction and a button input. And the graphics for the time look cool, and I'm hoping that we get some graphical design like Dragon Ball FighterZ for Budokai 4. But it does feel very clunky. Now, I do attribute that to its age, as it's heading on to nearly 20 years old and is a PlayStation 2 game. So as long as the upcoming 4th game polishes up the gameplay and makes it a bit more fluid, a bit more Xenoverse Kakarot-ish, then it could possibly well become the best Dragon Ball fighter. It doesn't, for me personally, take the title as the best Dragon Ball game. That goes to Kakarot, for many reasons which I will talk about in a separate video. But Tenkaichi 4 does have the potential to become the best one, because although FighterZ is an amazing, beautiful looking game and plays incredibly well, it has become so unfriendly to casual players and people who don't play the game 24/7. I used to play it a lot. I've put hundreds and hundreds of hours into it, but I take some time off and then I go back to it, and I'll be honest, I get my ass handed to me, which is not a bad thing about the game, but there just seems to be no gates. So it doesn't matter what options I select for whoever I fight, I'm either clapping people or I'm getting clapped. There's no sort of like tug of war going on, unfortunately. But I'm not really that much of a fan of the whole assist thing, like people loop massive combos together with assists, which is the game, and if you're into that and you like it, that's great. I prefer more one-on-one stuff like Street Fighter, Tekken, that kind of stuff, and that's what I'm looking forward to, and what I enjoyed playing in Tenkaichi 3, and I hope they keep for Tenkaichi 4. But let's be honest, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4 will be launched with between 8 to 16 characters probably, with 7 season passes at 35 quid each on top of the 70 quid base game, and there won't be anywhere near as much in the way of content as in the first 3 Tenkaichi games, and there won't be hardly any unlocks, if there will be any unlocks. The modern way of games, the way that it's rolled is a complete shambles compared to how it used to be. I also have a feeling that the XP and RPG elements that are inside of the Tenkaichi games, I don't think that they're going to put that in to Tenkaichi 4, and if they do, I can bet you £1 to $1 to a pinch of shit that they'll gate it and sell XP boosters for real cheddar just to hold people back deliberately for monetary reasons. And if you don't believe that they'll do that, then you are a fool. I hope I am wrong about all of that, and that Tenkaichi 4 is Tenkaichi 3 but more polished, but time will tell. However, is Tenkaichi 3 worth playing now? Hell yeah. For a Dragon Ball fan, definitely. I wouldn't advise buying it physically though for PS2. 85 to 100 quid? Hell no. Don't pay that. That's stupid. That whole retro video... I used to be a retro video game collector. No more. I just acquire it perfectly legally. But just please, just emulate it all the way. Do not pay that at all. That's just silly money. Unless you are a die-hard collector and you need it in your collection, don't pay that. That's just stupid. No. Because they don't make them anymore, so if it goes faulty, or you drop the disc or you snap it or anything happens, you're screwed. And you're 100 quid out of pocket. But only time will tell with Budokai Tenkaichi 4, but as for this Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, it is a really good game. It does have some clunky controls, but overall, as a complete package, if I was reviewing this back in the day, I would 100% get like a definite 8, 9 out of 10. It's just everything a Dragon Ball game should be, and I am genuinely disappointed in myself that I've not tried it sooner. But please let me know in the comments if you've ever played the Tenkaichi games, or if you're new to them and your first entry is gonna be Tenkaichi 4. And thank you very much for watching.
I'm made of tougher stuff than you are.